What's up, guys? JC here, back to my channel, and tonight we'll be doing AEW Rampage first, and then Smackdown last. So here we go. Excuse me. No disqualification match. Jeff Hardy versus Sammy Guevara. Already in the ring are Jeff Hardy and Sammy Guevara on commentary. Alongside Excalibur is Tony Schiavone and Danny Magic. Matt Menard. We hear a hot crowd in the background as Hardy and Guevara circle each other. We hear about Jeff Hardy being the child idol of Guevara and how Guevara has always wanted this match. They finally engage and Hardy blasts Guevara with an insanely loud chop. Hardy gets Guevara down and then heads out to the floor where he grabs the ladder from under the ring. Also on the floor is Matt Hardy as Jeff picks the ladder up. Guevara dives through the ropes and takes out Jeff out. He sets the ladder up in the ring and then he goes to work on Jeff on the floor. After some more back and forth action, we see Hardy hit a high spot off the ladder and then we head to a break. When we return, we see a massive ladder has been set up at ringside and a table is set up in front of it. Hardy beats Guevara down, lays him on the table, and takes his shirt off for a big pop. Guevara gets off the table and fights back, and the action returns in the ring. They fight back out to the floor, where Guevara climbs to the very top of the massive ladder and does Hardy's double gun salute before leaping off with the big flipping splash, putting Hardy through the table for an enormous pop. We see a bunch of replays of that. Back in the ring, we go from that literally directly into Guevara hitting a shooting star press off the top rope, where his knee savagely bounces off of Hardy's face and nose. The commentators talk us through 100 replays of that, and then Guevara hits a GTH for the win right afterwards. So yeah, the winner is Sammy Guevara. Alright, and then as soon as the match ends, we see Guevara celebrating his win when out of nowhere we see his former Don Callis family member Powerhouse Hobbs standing behind him. He hits a big sidewalk slam and then takes out with his finisher. Don Callis joins him in the ring and they stand tall over Guevara, who is laying next to a pile of blood from Hardy's face. Alright, so next, going to backstage a little bit. We shoot to a quick backstage interview with the Machine Brian Cage, who complains about fans supporting Hook. He vows to hurt him in the Trios match next week on AEW Dynamite. We then shoot to Private Party, who are reintroducing themselves to everyone, like Jay-Z on the Black Album 100 years ago. They borrow a ton of other, that's kind of fucked up. They borrow a ton of other catchphrases like Top 5 Dead or Alive, while babbling with their friend Cheesecake about how talented they are. We head to another break. Alright, we go to another backstage. When we return, we see John Moxley and Claudio Castagnoli backstage as Mox starts by saying, "Well, now I'm in a pissy mood." He talks about FTR being the benchmark for a good tag team wrestling, which is they are. He also says you can't fix stupid, but you can choke it, before pointing out he and Castagnoli are good at tag team wrestling. Renee Paquette is with a regular brown hair Ruby Soho. She brings up the Angelo Parker stuff before she can answer. Saraya and Harley Cameron come in. Saraya tells Soho she forgives her. Soho takes offense and she says she's not sorry. She tells her she wants space from her. Alright, second match is Dustin Rhodes and the Von Erichs versus Hit Romero Cruz and Shimbashi. I said that right. Back in the arena, Dustin Rhodes and the Von Erichs make their way out for our next match of the evening. They settle in the ring for Trios action as the commentators talk about it being 40 years since the Rhodes and Von Erichs families teamed together. Already in the ring are their opponents for this one, Hit Romero Cruz and Shimbashi. The bell sounds rough running and all that stuff. Kicking things off for their respective teams are Hit and Rhodes. Rhodes gets the early jump and tags in Von Erichs. Dustin hits Crossroads and the Von Erichs get the Iron Claw on, and then Dustin gets the win. So yeah, the winners are Dustin Rhodes and the Von Erichs. Alright, Anna Jay, third match. Anna Jay versus Queen Aminata. We shoot to a timeless Toni Storm backstage interview about her Wet Ink movie premiere and Deonna Purrazzo's promise to break her arm. We then see a video of Darby Allin addressing the Young Bucks attack on Sting's father. A private of Renee Paquette's AEW close-up interview with Queen Aminata is shown. Back inside the arena, Queen Aminata's theme hits, and out she comes for our next match of the evening. She settles in the ring, and her music dies down. Now the theme for her opponent's hits, and out comes Anna Jay. The bell sounds, and we're official with this one. Anna jumps into the early offensive lead, and then we head to a break. When we return, we see the two trading chops, and then Aminata takes over. Anna slows her down with her Queen Slayer bite, but Aminata escapes, connects with the big headbutt for the win. So yeah, the winner is Queen Aminata. Bang Bang Scissor Gang versus Dark Order. Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal and Satnam Singh. Alright, main event time. This is a 12-man tag team match. First, we head backstage where Renee Paquette interviews Stokely Hathaway, Willow Nightingale, and Chris Statlander. Willow complains about Stokely cheating for her. Statlander convinces her to give him another chance. We then head to a commercial. When we return, we see Angelo Parker nervously talking to Ruby Soho. Paquette walks off to let them talk alone. Parker tries building up the courage to ask her out, but she cuts him off and does it for him. They're gonna have a drink next Wednesday night. From there, we do an interrupt cutback in the arena where all 12 men involved in our main event are already in the ring and ready to rock and roll. Those 12 men are the Bang Bang Sister Gang of JY, Austin Gunn, Colton Gunn, Billy Gunn, Matt Caster, and Anthony Bowens against the Dark Order of Alex Reynolds, John Silver, and Evil Uno, as well as Jeff Jarrett, Jay Lethal, and Satnam Singh. The bell sounds were official with this one. JY get the early offensive jump for his team after a big spot sees the Bang Bang Sister Gang clear the ring, and they stand tall while the heels regroup on the floor as we head to a mid-match commercial break. When we return, the Bang Bang Sister Gang wins. That's how this week. So yeah, the winner is Bang Bang Sister Gang. So yeah, that was a good show and stuff. Okay, let's get ready to Friday Night Smackdown. Alright, first match, men's elimination chamber qualifier. Kevin Owens versus Dominic Mysterio. Inside the arena, Corey Graves welcomes us to the show as we hear Kevin Owens' theme music. The prize fighter makes his way to the ring to a huge pop for his opening men's elimination chamber qualifying match. Dominic Mysterio's theme hits, and he tries cutting a promo as he walks to the ring. But of course, the fans boo like crazy every time he tries talking in the ring now. The bell sounds to get this one started. KO starts off in the offensive lead, taking it to Dom as the fans go out. After some more offense from Kevin Owens, we see Dirty Dom take over the floor. Owens shifts the momentum in his favor until R-Truth shows up and distracts, allowing Dom to take over again. On that note, we head to a mid-match commercial break as the action continues. When we return, we see Owens fight into the offensive lead. He hits a big senton and then a top rope's frog splash for a super close near fall. Dom takes over and hits an X Factor before going for the Three Amigos. Owens stops him after the first two and then does the Three Amigos himself until Dom stops him on the third as Will connects with a DDT. Owens fights back and hits a top rope swanton for a close near fall. Dom fights back and hits a 619 for a close 2 count of his own. Dom tells R2 to go get him a chair. He takes his time, but eventually grabs one. He ends up sitting in it, and then Dom turns around into a pop-up powerbomb for the win. So yeah, the winner and qualifying for the men's elimination chamber is Kevin Owens. So next one is the Women's Elimination Chamber qualifier. Zelina Vega versus Tiffany Stratton. Backstage, first before the match, backstage, Drew McIntyre talks about his WrestleMania moment being stolen from him 4 years ago as he continues in LA Knight, talking trash like a 1999 version of The Rock. That's what it sounded like. After two have some words, we see Roman Reigns arrive and tell him, Jimmy Uso, it's time to fix everything Jey Uso messed up. The LWO hits back inside the arena, and out comes Zelina Vega for a scheduled Women's Elimination Chamber qualifier. As she settles in the ring, we shift gears and head into a quick pre-match commercial break. When we return, Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne talk about their title shot at Elimination Chamber. As Tyler Bate talks about some potential team names for him and Dunne, and comes Dominic Mysterio, who says they can't beat any two members of the Judgment Day. Bate challenges he and True to win a match next week back in the arena. Zelina Vega is in the ring and LWO theme dies down. Tiffany Stratton's music hits, and out she comes for this women's chamber qualifier. The bell sounds and we off go. After some back and forth action, the commentators point out Legado del Fantasma and Elektra Lopez sitting at ringside. We had to mid-match commercial break on that note. When we return, we see Zelina Vega hitting a bunch of high notes, such as a 619 in the core that knocks Stratton off the middle row, face first, into the top turnbuckle. She follows that up with a Minotaur or something for a close pin attempt. Carlito and the LWO come down. Zelina yanks Lopez over the barricade. Back in the ring, Stratton takes over, hits her previous moonsault ever for the win. After the match, we see the OC approaching a dejected AJ Styles in the locker room. They say he's forgot where he came from. Styles slaps Anderson. Anderson tells him to try that again. As Styles walks off, we head to another break. So the winner is qualifying is Zelina Vega. I thought it was Stratton that won. I don't know. Don't judge me. I don't know. Alters Pain. A Post Malone segment airs. To promote him curating the soundtrack for WWE 2K24 Back Live Damage Control are shown in the video segment talking in Japanese to send matches to Bailey. They say Damage Control may have started with their vision, but they made it what it was. They finished in English by saying no one is ready for Damage Control. Back inside the arena, we see the team of Javier Bruno and Bio Morris from NXT in the ring. The Final Testament theme hits, and out comes the group to bring the Authors of Pain to the ring for this tag team match. The bell sound were fresh on this one. Ivar and Razor take turns beating down Bruno in the ring early goings. After a couple more moves and spots to Morris, who tags in, we see this squash match and in quick fashion. So the winner is Authors of Pain. Oh shit. No, sorry guys, the thing was frozen. Alright, next match, Men's Elimination Chamber qualifier, The Miz versus Logan Paul. Brian Saxton is standing with the U.S. champion Logan Paul. He tells everyone to start hashtag thank you Logan trend because he's having his first match on free TV here on Smackdown, and everyone will get to see him knock out The Miz. He then vows to win the chamber and become WWE's double champ. We head to another break. When we return, we see food delivered to the Bloodline dressing room back inside the ring. The Miz's theme hits, and out he comes for the men's Elimination Chamber qualifying match. Logan Paul's entrance tune hits next, and the WWE United States champion emerges. He sells in the ring, and the bell sounds to get this one for John Varney. Paul misses a standing moonsault, and then Miz takes over and focuses attack on the knee of Paul. As Paul starts to shift, the offensive momentum back in his favor. We shift gears ahead into a mid-match commercial break. As the action continues, when we return, we see things build to the finish. Logan gets brass knuckles from his friend Jeff in the crowd, but Miz stops him before he can use them. Miz goes to use them, but the ref stops him. Logan ends up taking over from there and picking up the win to claim the final spot in the men's elimination chamber match. So the winner is Logan Paul. Damn. Alright, main event time, women's elimination chamber qualifier, Alba Fire versus Naomi. Main event time, after a backstage segment where Nick Aldis is with Jay Cargill and Braun Breaker signing contracts, and comes Tiffany Stratton talking trash with Bianca Belair. Aldis tells her this ain't the time or the place. Cargill gets offended. She's interrupting her business. Aldis calms things down. Now the theme for Naomi hits, and it's a new theme. She still has the neon glow and first pump coming out, but her name is spelled out to start things off, and a different song plays as she settles in the ring. As we cut to a pre-match commercial break, when we return, we see Grayson Waller talking to Paul Heyman backstage, but we don't hear what they're saying. The Grayson Waller effect and Cody Rhodes, Seth Rollins is announced for the Chamber, as is the Chamber kickoff press event for next Thursday. Back inside the arena, Alba Fire's theme hits, and she makes her way down to the ring for our next match of the evening, which is also our final bout of the show this week. She settles in the ring, and her music dies out. Isla, whatever. Dawn is at ringside with her. The bell sounds off. Go. After some back and forth, we head to a mid-match commercial break with Fire in the lead. When we return, we see Naomi fight her way to victory within the ring. She qualifies for the women's chamber, which is only one spot remaining. So yeah, the winner is Naomi. Alright, we'll go ahead and go to a segment, which is The Rock Roman Reigns close out this week's show. Alright, main event time, which is a segment time. We see Braun Breaker on the stage with Nick Aldis. He is announced as the newest signee to the Smackdown brand. He will make his in-ring debut on next week's show. We head to another commercial break. When we return, Corey Graves and Wade Barrett run down some scheduled matches for next week's show, which is, as noted, is being taped tonight after this live show ends, which means Friday will not be live because they're going to be in Australia, all that stuff. So we'll see it taped for Friday Night Smackdown. Like Rampage is taped every on the same night as AEW Dynamite finishes. So yeah, here we go. Roman Reigns' theme hits, and out he comes, accompanied by Paul Heyman, Solo Sikoa, and Jimmy Uso. He sells in the ring and mentions how when his cousin comes out, the fans might sing along with him, but he know everything the two has substance to it, and it's being said for a reason. On that note, The Rock's theme hits, and now he comes in a colorful vest with a pair of shades on. He's looking and acting like a heel as he continues walking to the ring. We head to a commercial break. When we return from the break, The Rock makes his way to the ring and settles inside the bloodline, stands in the corner while he stands center ring with the microphone in hand. He mentions tonight being a record for the biggest collection of trailer park trash in one place. The fans boo him. He asks if they're sure they want to boo The Rock. They boo again. He does his filing catchphrase, and they boo again. Oh, are you gonna boo that too? He then mocks Cody Rhodes and the fans for crying about wanting him to finish his story when they could have had the biggest main event ever at WrestleMania 40 instead. The Rock then asks, what is Cody's story? He says his cousin Roman beats Cody's ass last year at WrestleMania. He says he lost and wants a rematch. That's his story. That's not how this works. He says it's stupid logic. He says think of applying that to sports. The fans chant what? The fans chant what? As he talks and tells them to shut up and learn something. He goes on to compare it to the 49ers, saying after they lost the Super Bowl to let them finish their story. He calls the fans a bunch of crybaby bitches. He tells Cody his story is ending with, in their story, he and Roman Reigns are just beginning. He says the Bloodline and are the most dominant forces in WWE. If you smell, he stops and tells the fans, "Sing along with the Rock is over," and he goes, "If you smell," but he says this, "What the Bloodline is cooking." That's how this show ends and all that stuff. So yeah, it was good and stuff. And so yeah, he's a full on here, and my camera's kind of up. Just notice that right now. So anyways, yeah, it was good and stuff. Rampage was a little more better and stuff. So yeah, it was good, and Smackdown was a little good too and all that stuff. So yeah. So anyways, that was it for this video, and hope you enjoyed it. If not, whatever. But so like and subscribe, favorite, and all that stuff. So yeah, no collision today or no review on it or whatsoever. So yeah, so I'll just see you on Monday. Well, way after, which is Tuesday morning, really at night. So yeah. Anyways, so I guess I'll see you this week. See y'all this week and all that stuff. So that was it, and I'll see you all in the next video. Laters.